Hail to the king, baby!
Hello, motherfucker.
I screwed up my car.
How you doing? I haven't talked to you in forever.
Everything's fine. Wouldn't expect any more from this. The situation's in line with every story that I heard of the burning bliss, and I wait, trying to appreciate.
Sorry about that, guys. Forgot to enter the details into Fly Live Studio at the top. But ladies and gentlemen, g'day, hello, welcome, auf Wiedersehen. No, hang on, that means goodbye, never mind. Welcome to the stream. Hope you guys are all doing fantastically. We're back out here getting our kicks on Route 66 plus 3, hence my aircraft identifier. Is that what it's called? That's what the letters and numbers on your aircraft are called, right? It's the identifier? I think it is. No, registration. It's one of those. I think it's technically both, isn't it? But yeah, welcome back. So the interesting thing is with this particular stream is right now Route 66 and the World Adventure, we're basically flying in the same place. So you'll actually see this evening when we do stream the World Tour that we're actually going to be flying very, very close to where we are right now. It's not a problem, it's just more of an observation. Also, I'm just wondering whilst I'm speaking here, what the hell the Penske truck is doing there in the background. Just very interesting things. pretty sure the drivers had some sort of substance, probably the K that I was talking about before, that I'm pretty sure whoever did the airport codes for the United States within the sim also happened to drop a few tablets before starting that work. But, sorry guys, I've just got a slightly scratchy throat. There's a, cough/tonsillitis going around right now, and I appear to have just picked it up ever so mildly. Got a little bit of a scratchy throat, a little bit of a cough, but nothing else. Touch wood. But without further ado, I'd suggest that I should probably jump in the chat and say g'day to everyone who has made the effort this morning of, depending on where you're from in the world, I guess, for coming out and saying g'day and hanging out with us for the next 2 hours or so, I reckon. I reckon it'll be about 2 hours this stream, give or take, 15 minutes. Yeah, exactly. Trucks and vans in our streams. I'm pretty sure that these trucks and vans are from, in the marketplace, you've got the, you can download the... Whoa, okay. Somebody's doing circle work on the tarmac in his van. You know how you've got those downloads for the world environment, I think it's called, and you've got North America, South America, Asia. I've downloaded a few for the locations I fly in mainly, so Australia, the US, Europe, etc. Just to add to the experience. I think I got them on sale. They were like $3 each. I think they'd only just been released at the time that I got them. So that explains that, but it certainly adds to the realism. Although, except for the guy doing circle work in the Penske truck who's going up and down the parking area. Honestly, I don't know what they're doing, but it adds to the immersion nonetheless. Gami says, I have the crazy van driver as well in my stream. We must have the same payware. We must. Bloody hell, they're insane, but that's alright. Alright, I find it works better at the bigger airports because you get the baggage cars and you get the fuel trucks and you get the catering trucks, and they don't all drive around like they've all popped acid before they started their job. Which is refreshing to see, because at the small airports, I guess there's no regulation at the small airports here on what you can and can't consume before you start the job. So, yeah, we are in needles after all. So, I mean, it's kind of fitting that the drivers might be wouldn't you reverse out the other way so that you're actually facing no? Okay, rightio then. And where exactly are you going, Mr. Penske? Just going on a little drive. Gonna have a head-on with the fire truck. Oh no, they missed each other by millimeters. Okay, anyway, let's stop focusing on the crazy drivers, and I'm going to jump into the chat. So we begin with Vruden, who says, what's all this then? Vruden, mate, if you haven't figured it out by now, there's some serious issues, good sir. You should know what this is by now. This is Microsoft Flight Simulator. You have 8,500 hours in here, so I'm a little bit concerned if you don't actually know what it is. Garwin is with us as well this evening. Oh, by the way, Vruden, welcome to the stream, mate. Hope you're doing really well. Garwin is with us this evening. He says I was running about 15 minutes late, which I was. He just happened to message me on Discord at the critical time, and I was like, ooh, yeah, by the way, if you could, just leave a message. Let people know. That would be great. But Garwin, mate, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing really awesomely. Then we had friggin' 5 or 10 minutes of conversation between myself and Vruden about dogs. And then we have, Mr. Gummy Wombat is here with us as well this evening. I did actually drop his link in at the beginning of the stream as well there, with all the various exclamation marks and Discord stuff and chatbot stuff. So if you are interested in seeing what Gami does and you haven't followed him yet, go look for his link somewhere in the chat from Just Some Aussie Bot. But Gummy, mate, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing fantastically. KC Planespotting says, hello. Hello, Poppet. How you going? Welcome to the stream. How you doing, KC? Awesome to have you here. Hope Dubbo's treating you well there, mate. Lazarus is here as well. He's giving us the waving signal. Hello. I feel like Ronnie Johns, Chopper Reed, Aussies will know what I'm talking about. You know, whenever he used to do the videos, it'd be like, hello, hello. And yeah, anyway, just roll with it. It's a thing that used to happen, all right? But Lazarus, mate, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing really well. Calling Pigeon is here. He says low. Hi? As in H-I? Anyway, Calling Pigeon, mate, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing really awesome. Christopher Pilgrim is here. He says Misfit 10 is loading up. Is that what we're calling the sim now? It's no longer Microsoft Flight Simulator 20. It's Misfit 10. Yeah, I mean, you know, that's could be worse. It's pretty accurate, actually. I must say, it is a bit of a misfit sometimes. Although I must say, the last two updates and stuff, it really they really have ironed out a lot of the things, which is weird because I thought, no, never mind. I won't go down that joke path. We do, Don't want to get cancelled at 11:30 a.m. on a what day are we? Monday. Well, I'm on Monday. Some of you are probably still on Sunday. Xenon says, morning. G'day, Xenon, mate. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing fantastically. Hope you had an awesome weekend. In fact, I hope everybody had an awesome weekend. The Americans are still enjoying their weekend, so don't let me get in your way of that one, guys. Enjoy, 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 because it's all back to the work-life bullshit grind after your weekend ends. Swift Bunny is here. He says, exclamation mark, holidays. I haven't got a soundboard for holidays yet, Swift Bunny, but maybe I need to come up with something for that, hey? I don't know what I'd get, but probably some hilarious movie quote from a holiday-related movie, or maybe, what's that song? It's like, holiday. I don't know. I'd probably get. What's it called when you play something that you copyright claim? I'd probably get a copyright claim if I did something like that. So I need to be smart about what I pick. It's part of the reason why I can't use. I can, but if I use this soundboard, I get copyright claimed and I have to go through and remove it. Now I'm going to use it because it's freaking awesome. But yeah. Maybe. It might not work. Nope, never mind. It's not working. But anyway, it's the Careless Whisper saxophone solo. Right. Calling Pigeon says, are you on West USA and on the online transmitter? I am most definitely on the online transmitter. Actually, that's a really good point. Why can't I see anyone? I'm definitely on the online transmitter. 2 seconds. Let's have a look. Am I on West USA? I am. I'm going to swap servers and then come back in to West USA and see if that fixes the problem, because I know that usually does. Vruden says, I've been sitting here for 45 minutes on the tarmac. That's an amazing story, Vruden. You should write a book. No, I'm definitely at Needles. Yep, even my online transmitter is showing me at Needles in little nav map. So I'm not sure what's going on there, Calling Pigeon. I could say all of this on autopilot, Vruden. That's very true, but you see, the Cessna 152 doesn't actually have autopilot. So I couldn't say it all on autopilot. Garwin says he's here in spirit. It's a very ghostly comment. You're going to pick a sound clip for you, Rudin, and I'll be the first one to get it. Okay, cool. Sounds good. I mean, I was just thinking of possibly just using a slurred speech sound clip, because Rudin's on the beers, very likely. In fact, I could use Dan Andrews being like, "Get on the beers." That would be a great sound clip for you, Rudin. I know you probably don't know who Dan Andrews is, and that doesn't matter. All right, now that I've spent almost 20 minutes playing music, talking, and just being generally insane, which is pretty common, I should probably start this aircraft. But first up, I should move back to the West USA server, like so. And then I will, Calling Pigeon is saying, do you see me on West USA and on the online transmitter? 2 seconds there, Calling Pigeon. I do not see you on the online transmitter. Like, you are not on little nav map at all. I see Vruden. I see everybody now who was clearly previously invisible to me. So I see Vruden, I see Lazarus, I see a lot of people. I see dead people. But I don't see you, Calling Pigeon. Oh yes, I do. I'm assuming that's you there in the TBM. Yeah. Can you see me now? I'm not sure. I hope you can. I'm literally right here. Yoke visibility. Can I? There we go. I thought the aircraft was gonna have me crack an egg to get rid of the yoke visibility. Okay, so I want battery and I want the alternator. I don't need to turn the avionics on because it's all steam gauge, so I'll just boil the kettle and then that should assist that situation. Throw the mixture in. Is there a fuel? Yeah, I think I needed to do that to turn the fuel on. I just appeared on top of Rudin, so it was definitely on my end, Calling Pigeon. I just needed to reset my position on the server, obviously. That's cool. All good. Glad we got it sorted. So parking brake is on. Good. Let's prime the engine. 1, 2, 3. You could say that my Cessna 512, new type of aircraft. My Cessna 152 is now in the prime of its life. So we'll start it. So easy to start. Such a nice aircraft, this little thing, for doing... Whoa! Why does the interior of my aircraft look like a brothel? That's interesting. Okay, so the 152 looks like a brothel when you turn the lights on. It's a shame about the lack of cabin space, because, although if you remove that seat, there's plenty of room for activities, I guess. So it brings a whole new definition to Mile High Club, though, that is for sure. Alright, so, for some reason my flaps didn't come out, which is really weird for a brothel, because there's a lot of flaps, always. We'll put that down to 10 degrees. Cool. Right, I think so we've got 9 knots of wind. Let me just figure out what the active runway is. The active runway is runway 20, so it's the other side of the airport. Which means that I need to taxi straight, I think. Can I get through going straight, or do I need to go left first? No, it does look like I can get down that way. Cool. Alright, well, without further ado, I reckon that we should possibly consider potentially making... Just readjust myself so that Track IR is not doing weird things, but we should look at progression in a forward direction. Oh yeah, I need to turn off. Whoa, okay, that was. Woo! Let's. Alrighty, well, we're having some interesting things occur right this second. I don't know exactly what's occurring. Why am I going so fast? I have no engine power in whatsoever. I wonder if my track IR is being affected by the sunlight that's coming through the window. Wow, can you slow down, aircraft? Like, no engine power is in. Why are we moving at 500 million miles an hour? Vruden says try the brakes. Yeah, really, Vruden. I'm riding the brakes right now. I feel like we're almost at takeoff speed here in this thing right now, and I feel like I'm out of control. I mean, that may or may not be a product of the Cessna 152. I'm pretty sure I am just out of control permanently in life. Oh, in fact, I know why we're taxiing so fast, because right now we have a direct 12-knot tailwind down the taxiway, and we're basically in a paperweight with wings, so that probably makes a lot more sense. Whoa, okay, brakes, that was, yeah, cool. Vruden felt out of control 41 minutes ago. Vruden, I swear, mate, like, I feel like you're also like me, you are just permanently out of control. Because I'm in a 152 and calling pigeons in a TBM and Garmin's in a Mark. Is that a Grumman that you're in, Garmin? An old school Grumman? I could be wrong, but that's just, I feel like that's the code for. What are you doing, Track IR? You know what? I'm sorry. I'm gonna have to turn off the Track IR. It started doing this yesterday evening. I don't know if it needs an update or something. But yeah, it's a little weird. It just starts all of a sudden putting me looking directly at the sky. Oh, you're in a Spitfire. Okay. So I'm definitely in the slowest aircraft here, so I'm just gonna go. I did this to you, Vruden. Well, you know what? Contact law enforcement about it. I'm sure they can help you. Who takes 40 minutes to start at 152? I don't know, Vruden, but we're 27 minutes in, and about 3 minutes of that was spent starting the 152, and the rest of it was me talking shit. So if you're taking 40 minutes to start at 152, actually, if you include, you know, like in real life, walking around the outside of the aircraft, checking the fuel, you know, all the things that you have to do in real life, yeah, it might actually take you close to 40 minutes to start a 152 if you include all of your pre-start checks as part of starting a 152. No, I didn't do any of that. That's exactly right. That's why it only took me 3 minutes to actually start the damn thing. I mean, I don't know about you, Vruden, but I've played this sim a lot less than what you have, and you know for a fact that, unfortunately, until they release some, you know, potentially incredibly study-level GA aircraft, you're just not going to be able to do the walk-around and stuff and check your fuel tanks and all that. I mean, that'd be a great feature for them to implement in study level GA aircraft in the future, but right now it's not a thing. I've got to be careful here. We're very close to stalling. I've got to remember that I'm flying a 152 and not a 146 or a TB21 or anything like that. So I need to go, hang on, I need to go left. So this flight will actually take us out of California. I made that left turn a little too early. But that's all right. So I can probably pull the flaps in now. I've got to keep reminding myself I'm in a 152, 80 knots. I don't need the flaps anymore. This thing flies basically perfectly without much input from me whatsoever. So the MSA for this flight is actually 7,500 feet. So we're going to be slowly climbing for a very decent period of time. Xenon has been flying the Beechcraft Baron lately, and he says it's great. Yeah, it really is. It's a nice aircraft, Xenon. Quite fast, good range. You know, all the things that you're looking for. Now I need to trim this thing out for a mild climb. Because I am, of course, hand flying this. So I need to make sure that I'm not going to fall out of the sky. So I'm currently in the process of working on another series. I know, so many series. But this one is in the DC-6. I figure it's time to start getting out in the DC-6 or old school passenger aircraft. So, you know, keep an eye out. I was thinking to myself when I was seeing it up, I'm like, geez, I'm gonna have to relearn how to fly the DC-6, reacquaint myself. And then I remembered that I made a video on how to fly the DC-6. So I just have to watch my own video, which may be slightly awkward, weird, different, etc. Rudin, you are so close to me that I can't see you. Do you have any concept of personal space in your helicopter there, mate? Or just on top? There we go, that's better. Although you're very up and down. It's been a while since you've flown the heli there, Bruden. You seem to be having a few issues. Now, I just need to make sure that we are still climbing. We are very good. Also need to go left a little bit. So, as you can see, we have Route 66 directly below us. We also have the Pirate Cove Resort and Marina, which I believe is this right here. I can assume it's that right there because there's nothing else in this general part of the world. And then in a moment, when we cross this river here, which is the Colorado River, for those who are unfamiliar, this is the border of California and Arizona. So we will now be heading into Arizona, and this is what I was speaking of earlier with this evening's world tour. We're actually heading into Phoenix, which is of course in Arizona. So both our 152 and our Trinidad are going to be incredibly close to each other, parking-wise. For a minute, I thought that said Topcock down there, but no, it's Topock. So we're all good. I need water. Oh, I forget how much, like, drinking coffee in the morning is, of course, very much a requirement if you want to try and at least attempt to remain human. But I forget about the fact sometimes that if I drink coffee and then start streaming straight away without sipping on a fairly decent amount of water, and then I'm sitting here talking like, why is my tongue so dry? Because of course coffee sucks the moisture out of your tongue. Well, genius. That would be because you're drinking coffee and then forgetting to drink water before you start speaking. In fact, for you guys, it's probably quite relieving, because if I was to ever forget for a significant period of time, you would be able to enjoy a stream without me talking continuously over it. Water is definitely underrated sometimes, though, I must say. I mean, I know that sounds terrible to say water is underrated, because it's like, well, don't you have to drink the shit to stay alive? Yes, you do, but there's, you know, you drink water sometimes and it hits the spot. It's just like, oh, that's so good. Well, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm really fucking weird. In fact, there's no maybe about it. But those who know will know. I know, that was profound. Somebody make sure that they quote that in the future, alright? If you... No, I was about to completely change the quote, never mind. You usually can't do that, say something and then change it and be like, that's what I said, unless your name's Donald Trump. So we are actually coming up on I don't know if it'll be, I think it might be, I can see it in front of me. Maybe if I told you what it was, we could all look for it at the same time before I start speaking about it. There's an idea. We're coming up on a pilot travel center up here. It's, I don't know why that's important, but I guess I thought that we could potentially claim that we're all pilots, even though it's very, very obvious sometimes that we're not, or at least I'm not. Vruden, if we... not sorry, Vruden. Too many people in the chat. I've got 14 people watching and it's just too many. I can't keep up. Garwin, if you're listening. I don't know if you are, because you said you're only here in spirit. We were talking about potentially doing Route 40. I feel like we need to do it in the opposite order, because otherwise the first however many legs is basically going to be a carbon copy of following Route 66, seeing as Route 66 and Route 40 basically travel the same part of the world, or the same part of the country, should I say, for the first bit of it, if you're going from west to east. See, I knew that Calling Pigeon and Garmy would have no problems whatsoever in leaving me for dead once they got up in the air, and sure enough, they most definitely have. It's almost like I'm flying a helicopter. Speaking of helicopters,
Helicopter, helicopter. Paracofer, paracofer.
yeah, I don't know. It's a soundboard I found in the dark parts of the internet. But I guess the big question is, how was everyone's weekend? What did you get up to? Anything interesting? Sorry, Vruden, I don't have that soundboard. Wrong channel. I'll try and do it for you though. Vruden, Smoko. So leave me alone. I'm on Smoko. So leave me alone. Does that fill your requirements there, Vruden, for the day? Give you what you wanted? What's Christopher? What are you, or Chris? What are you flying? And you know what? I'm just going to call him the Pilgrim. I don't know if that's offensive or not. But T6BI. What on earth is a T6BI? I mean, other than an aircraft. The fact that Vruden has decided not to leave me a review on my what's it called when you do something sporadically, spontaneously, like I guess it's called being spontaneous, isn't it? Answering my own fucking questions without even realizing. But Vruden hasn't reviewed my spontaneous Smoko performance, so I'm gonna probably say it didn't pass the judgment. Xenon says everything is offensive these days. Now, Xenon, I'm gonna need you to calm down. Posting such vulgar material in the chat is just not tolerated whatsoever. Okay. You've probably offended 20% of the population by saying that everything is offensive these days, okay? We don't want to get the YouTube channel cancelled for such commentary, so just control yourself, and everything will be all good. Calling Pigeon says I landed on something. Good. Well, not good, depending on if it was a deliberate or accidental landing, although you're not in the F-35, so I'm going to say it's a deliberate landing. You haven't just fallen out of the sky all of a sudden. You landed on something, but does not look like the airport that you were expecting. Could you let me know when you pass over? Absolutely. I can do that for you. Just give me a few hours, because the 152 is, wow. It's not going to break any airspeed records, that's for sure. Yeah, exactly, Xenon. At least 1/5 of the population was offended by your commentary saying that they are offended. Or likely offended. And it sounds crazy to say it out loud, but there's actually a chance that there is a percentage of the population who would in fact be offended by you saying that everything is offensive. I don't think it's going to be 20%, but I guarantee you there will be some. Lazarus says, I crashed. Not too good with this new plane. That's alright, Lazarus. Because we're in a sim, what you can do is you can do this amazing technology where you press Y or where you restart, and nobody needs to know. You can just be like, no, I'm a professional pilot. I had a CTD or something along those lines. Alright, so we're going to leave Route 66 a little bit here for a moment because we need to fly over Calling Pigeon and figure out whether he has in fact landed at an airport or not. In fact, what we're going to do is we're going to land at this location just to confirm or deny whether it is in fact an airport. It looks like an airport. From now on, I'm gonna refer to the 152 as the flying brothel because of the overload of red lights that is in here. Oh, it is Calling Pigeon. It's both. It's both. Were you not? Oh, okay. So this airport is the Ford and Chrysler Arizona Proving Ground. It is a racetrack and an airfield. So that's probably why you're so confused, Calling Pigeon, as to whether or not you're at an airport or somewhere else. No, 100%. You are at both. You are at both. I'd say they require runways here for cargo-related transportation for the airport. For the race track proving ground area. Yeah, I mean, this airport is literally called the Ford Motor Company Arizona Proving Ground. But it also houses... so the runway I'm landing on is Chrysler's runway, and then the runway off the other side there is Ford's runway. Well, there's a decent crosswind that catches you off guard, that's for sure. In fact, I don't think I'm actually landing on the runway. I'm doing a touch and go on the actual racetrack here. Yep, there you go, Calling Pigeon. I flew over you. Mitty is here, he says. Very interesting location we are flying at today. Absolutely it is. We're just leaving the Ford Chrysler Motor Company Proving Ground Airport. Heading back to Route 66 now. But Mitty, welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing well. I hope you had a good weekend. Hope the flying school related stuff, the lessons, the paperwork, whatever you got up to was enjoyable as it possibly could be. As we rejoin Route 66, which is currently known as Route 40. I'm doing great, Mitty. My weekend, well, I work weekends, both Saturdays and Sundays, so I mean, it wasn't bad, but it wasn't exhilarating. This is my weekend now that I'm enjoying. Rudin says, my wife wants attention. Ah, I mean, you know, I've heard that they do occasionally require that, Bruton. If I was you, I would definitely give in to the request, because otherwise I feel like you're just going to have a bad time. So Vruden says, I gotta go, I'll be back in the streams in a few days. A few days of attention is what she requires, is it? God damn, boy. Have you neglected her for the last 6 months? Not a problem at all, Vruden, mate. You, have fun. Stay on the wife's good side. I've heard it's beneficial to not become a feature-length film in one of those crime documentaries or crime shows, you know, like Dexter or whatever. Basically, what I'm saying is it's good for your health. You're still playing Bone Lab. This was a break from that game. So hang on, are you going to be giving your wife attention, or are you just using it as a bullshit excuse to go plaque and bay Bone Lab? There you go. That, I'm sure that sentence will pass. Speaking of which, what is Bone Lab? Is it your, like, are you trying to tell us in a roundabout way that you're some sort of serial killer freak and you just literally have a lab full of bones and you just come into the sim to escape that for a small period of time? I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. If, you know, like, I might have to start calling you Jeffrey Vruden. Really, I don't want to do that, but you know, you're not giving me many options. Zenon says, I'm lucky my wife works away from home, comes home for the weekend. Well, there you go. Bone Lab is the sequel to Boneworks VR game. Yeah, that really didn't that wasn't helpful, because I don't know what Boneworks is. It's a VR game physics engine. So it's like BeamNG. A game that started out as a physics engine and everyone's like, no, actually this is really good. Can you continue turning this into a game? I will have to look it up then. Absolutely I will. I'll slot it in somewhere between I don't know. I'll figure it out. Let's have a quick Google of it now, actually. Right away. 2 seconds. Joogle? Have a Joogle of it. What is it called? Bone Lab. Bone Lab. Is an experimental physics action game. Explore a mysterious lab filled with weapons, enemies, challenges, and secrets. Escape your reality. Well, I can understand why Vruden likes it so much. Sorry, that was harsh. What? Here's a question for you, Vruden. What would you rather? Working out of town or working at home? You'd probably want it to work in town, yeah? It's the best of both worlds. What am I gonna do? I'm gonna complete the stream. Vruden, what are you going to do? You said you were going and you're still here. It's been almost 10 minutes. For somebody who needs to give their wife attention, you're walking a very fine line there. Ladies and gentlemen, we have been joined by our by the channel's biggest follower. Always comes into the streams multiple times per stream, leaves comments, all sorts of stuff. The best adult dating site on YouTube. You know where to go if you need that date. That's true, Verdant. That's true. The wife is watching anime with the dog. So are you going or not? You're very confusing. 1 minute you're going to give your wife attention for a few days. Then you're off to play Bone Lab. Now your wife is watching anime with the dog and you're still here. Do you have any idea what's actually going on, or have you just disconnected completely? Gami says he's still here, he just loves me. We know that, what's your name? Gami. We know that. He just won't admit it in public. But we know it's true. Even, like he's said, he's like, I'm done flying, but he still wants to sit here and have one more beer because he just wants to look at this face. I mean, not even I want to look at this face, but, you know, Rudin, I guess, is into different things. Zenon says, Monday to Friday, he only needs to wash the dishes once. What are you eating from Monday to Friday, Zenon? Water? How do you only need to wash the dishes? Oh, hang on, wait, I'm a chef. Never mind, don't worry. I'm like, how do people only need to wash the dishes once when cooking 5 days? But no, of course, if you're not a chef, you're quite happy to just put some toast in a toaster or a bowl of cereal, or, you know, make a sandwich or stuff like that. Not that I'm saying that everything needs to be extravagant when I get in the kitchen and cook, but everything needs to be extravagant when I get in the kitchen and cook. Although I must say, I am looking forward to this evening's dinner. So we're doing Japanese all-you-can-eat, but it's table service, all-you-can-eat. So you order off the menu, and you can just keep order. It's not like go up to a buffet kind of thing. For my dad's 65th birthday? Yeah. So it's my dad's 65th birthday today. He just returned yesterday, actually, from the Clare Valley and that part of the Flinders Ranges and all that part of South... Well, not the Flinders Ranges. That's not even in South Australia. He returned from the Clare Valley area, tasting the wines and all that. The lucky bastard. Such a nice part of the world. My age-wise, in fact, I gotta really slow the mouth down before the brain sort of goes, no, this is what you're going to say. At 65, I feel like he'd probably, if he was in one of these streams, he'd probably be one of the oldest, if not the oldest person in here. And now that I think about it, I'm actually surprised that he doesn't come in and fly with us, because he quite likes flying, like myself. And he's definitely got a PC that's would be able to run the sim. Yeah, no, Xenon, I very quickly realised that what I consider basic cooking and preparing of meals, in the fact that I have to do dishes every 2 or so days, my own dishes, can be considered very different to what others may do. When the wife starts dropping hints, you can only ignore her for so long. Vruden, whilst I appreciate the life advice, I feel like we should be telling you this because you're the one who's still sitting here after you told us that your wife wants to spend time with you and has started dropping hints. What on earth? I thought there was some sort of like design, like a mascot or a logo or something down there on that particular location, but no, it's not. Wow, okay. Trying to fly along Route 66 here is yeah. Garwin is older and grumpier than 65. I can guarantee you Garwin is not older than 65. Xenon, I can guarantee that. Yes, very true, Vruden. You either react to the hints or you sleep in the doghouse. So, again, we come back to what you were saying before. You may need to consider your own advice. Xenon says, I'm single, so no need to cook, and living in Taiwan I can eat out. Of course. Yeah, I forget about that as well, Xenon. It's very, very different in Asia. In fact, that's one thing that I miss incredibly about Asia is not having to cook and still being able to eat really good, well-prepared food for a couple of dollars. I really, really, really miss that part of Asia, I must say. I thought, Xenon, weren't you just saying that your wife comes home on weekends and now you're single? Did you organise divorce papers that fucking quickly? That must be record-breaking. Vruden says, my wife told me she doesn't want to be in charge anymore. I feel like that's a trap. Alright, so we have now left Route 40 behind for the moment, and we are fully on Route 66. We're here in Kingman. Those who have joined us on our American Truck Sim journeys before will obviously know Kingman very, very well. Oh, hello. What you barking about? You've been so silent for the last hour. Garwin says, in Washington, D.C., a friggin' hamburger and fries at the Snack Shack at the Monuments was $17.50. You see, to me, Garwin, if you say to me, oh, a burger and chips was $17.50, I don't even bat an eyelid. Because in Australia, that's cheap for a good burger and chips. I don't know if... was it a good burger and chips, or was it a bit... To give you an example, if you go to Macca's in Australia and you get a large double quarter pounder meal with a Coke and chips, obviously, you're looking at about 13 Australian dollars for a Macca's meal. $13. So when I used to live on the outskirts of Melbourne, there's a burger chain called Burger, B-U-R-G-U-R, that was around the corner from my place, and I would go there once a month or so, and they had a ridiculously insane burger, which was a beef patty and a piece of fried chicken and some pulled pork on top of all the other ingredients. Ridiculous. You couldn't even put it in your mouth. You had to eat it with a knife and fork. But that burger with chips and a drink was $30. So, and that's not uncommon. Gourmet burger places, especially as you get closer to the city of Melbourne, to get a good burger and chips, you're looking at probably $23, $24, $25 plus. Yeah, it's that gives you an idea of. Yeah, of course, after the conversion. I forgot about the conversion, Garland. That's insane. 27 Australian dollars for a shit burger. At least here, if we pay $27 for a burger and chips, you know it's going to be fucking amazing. And that did not include a drink. Okay, that makes me feel a lot better about Australian burger prices then, Garland. You can be basically guaranteed here, if you're paying any more than about $22, $23 for a burger, chips and a drink, it's gonna be pretty bloody solid. And if you spend closer to $30, it's just gonna be ridiculously good. Yeah, Zenon, you can get a meal for less than $5. Yep, that's exactly 100%. That's what I miss about Asia. You know, even Singapore, going to the hawker centres, $6. So Singapore dollars and Australian dollars are basically the same value. And yeah, like $6 and you get a good... I had some of the best Hokkien mee I've ever had. And then Thailand's next level. Like, you know, $1.50, $2, you get a good pad Thai or pad krapao or pad siu. Or what's it called? Khao soi in Chiang Mai. That's ridiculous, Rudin. The fact that they were able to shut it down because they couldn't get any work done because of the smell is ridiculous. Sorry, if I was running that burger shop, I would have organised a hitman to get rid of all the lawyers, because that is messed up, destroying somebody's business because you like the smell too much of it. God. That's hitman worthy stuff, man. That's hitman worthy stuff. Rudin says, I paid $45 for a burger in New York City. It was worth every penny. If it was worth every penny, who cares? Like, that's awesome. If you said to me I paid $45 for a burger in New York City and it wasn't worth it, I would have been like, that's rough. But if it was worth it, who cares? You know, it comes back down to the whole thing of you get what you pay for. If somebody's charging $45 for a burger, but that is $45 worth of burger, great, 100%. Leave it where it is. Those who are interested in purchasing it and can afford it and want to eat it, knock yourselves out, you know? Yes, Garwin, sure. No, Xenon, I have not eaten the century egg. And I probably, like, I'm very open to trying things, but there's certain things I'll draw the line at. Balut is one that I definitely would never, ever, ever eat. Unless somebody's like, if you eat this, we will pay you $20,000 a month for the rest of your life. Then I might consider it, you know? Because I'm eating balut once, and then I'm set for life, you know? I'm always going to have an income. I won't have to work anymore. I can focus on streaming and content creation and never stress about whether I'm going to pay my next bill or that sort of stuff, you know? 20-ounce Kobe burger, medium rare. No wonder it was $45, Vruden. That sounds really, really spectacular. When the mod says worse shit than the porn. Come on, Garwin, you know what this channel's like. Nothing's off limits until it gets said, and then we realise that it should have been off limits. Yes, MIDI, correct. Balut equals duck egg. The one that's got the 17-day old embryo that's slightly formed in it? Yeah, no thanks. But isn't that what you want if you've got Kobe beef? You want it to be super, super rare and all that. Yeah, so Xenon, what is it? Irvin's salted duck egg, chips and all that. I deliberately brought some of those Irvin's salted duck egg chips home from Asia because they were so incredible. Not necessarily, Garland, because even though it's Wagyu, what you'll find is if the place is not just a burger place and it's a bit more of a fancy place and they have multiple versions of, like they have multiple meat-based dishes on the menu, you know, specifically steaks and stuff like that, and if they're using Kobe or Wagyu, the cheapest way to do it is to obviously buy the whole slab and then break it down. And of course, if you're buying the whole slab, you've got your fat caps and your offcuts and your sinew and your silver skin and all that stuff that you've got to remove. So what you do is you remove all that stuff, and then that's the stuff you grind up into the burgers. So it's still technically made with Kobe or Wagyu or whatever, but you're not using the usable steak parts and all that. You're using the trimmings. That's how I used to make my burgers at the pub. We would, so I had a thing with short rib, I had an item on the menu with brisket, and I had I got a little bit of chuck in, and I also had porterhouse on the menu. So I would use a combination of the couple of kilos of chuck that I got with my porterhouse offcuts, with my brisket offcuts, with my short rib offcuts. Oh, and I also had pork belly as well, and I would grind up my pork belly offcuts as well. Grind it all together, make my burger. Total cost significantly less because all I had to factor into the food price was the cost of buying the chuck. But people were getting this incredible burger that was a 60-40 meat to fat ratio. So extraordinarily juicy and flavorful as well. MIDI accidentally had balut once. How do you accidentally have balut? I feel like that requires some significant skills, MIDI. Some significant skills. Hey, would you like this 17-week-old duck embryo and an egg? Yes, I would. Oh, that was an accident. I'm assuming that somebody told you, you know, that it wasn't bullet. And you're like, oh yeah, cool, I'll try that. Yeah, that would be awesome, Xenon. Put salted duck egg yolks on top of vegetables. That would be great. Rudin says, we went to this restaurant right when it opened. The New York City trip was kind of making sure to get... Oh, okay, that's fair. Hey, look, as I said, Rudin, I'm 100% behind the whole thing of if you have a burger that you want to do crazy things to and you're going to put it on the menu for $45, make sure it's worth $45. And if customers think it's worth $45 and they try it and it in fact is, well, I mean, it's a kind of a no-brainer, isn't it? You keep selling that burger at $45 and everybody talks about it and you get more and more people who come in for it and it's a flow-on effect and nobody actually gives a shit about the fact that they're paying $45 for a burger. Hamburger and hot dogs are made from lips and arseholes? Maybe in the US, although I've heard that's a rumour. The cheap hot dogs here in Australia probably are, but I don't think you'll find much of that stuff in burgers, mainly because you can't even buy mince in Australia for less than $10 a kilo anymore. Just because we're not allowed to have any sort of preservatives or any sort of anything added to the mince. It must be fresh stuff, which means butchers need to include more of actual meat in it, which costs more, which means they need to charge more. 60-40, you're killing your customer base, but you see, that's the thing, Vruden. Because I was cooking it on a closed flat top grill, I was getting a lot of fat rendering, okay? Which means that even though it started as a 60-40, when it was served to the customers, it most definitely wasn't still a 60-40 meat to fat ratio. It was significantly more balanced. But because it had rendered all its fat away, the patty was getting a beautiful crispy outer in the fat. It was getting the flavour of the fat, but the fat was rendering. Because it was a combination, like most of the fat in the burger was from the pork belly, so it was pork fat, so it renders really, really fast, if that makes sense. Lazarus said, would you try surströmming? Probably not, and the only reason for that, Lazarus, is the smell. I probably wouldn't be able to deal with the smell for long enough to be able to actually taste it. If it didn't have that intense odor, there's probably a good chance I'd give it a shot. But I just don't reckon, my stomach would be able to handle the insane smell, unfortunately. I don't know if it renders faster, Vruden, but it renders more easily. And it has a better texture, like it's more, like, I don't know if you've ever tried to eat the fat on beef, on a steak, that you leave on. It's a bit chewy, whereas if you eat pork fat, it's never chewy. It's always got that, you know, like, melty texture. It's called Old Homestead in New York City. Okay. Yeah, that's rough, Mitty. You ordered something and it looked like a normal egg and then you ate it and it wasn't. That is a rough way to be introduced to balut. You're like, this egg just, there's something weird about it. Meat price is nuts in Australia. Absolutely it is, Garmin. Absolutely it is. But the quality is also there, you know? Like, it's very, very difficult now in Australia, unless you're buying the cheapest choice grade cuts from a supermarket. It's real, and even then, they're not bad. It's really difficult to find poor quality beef, pork, lamb, chicken, etc. in Australia. It just is. It's really difficult. Comes back down to the whole, you get what you pay for. You know? Garwin says, I have pretty much either fed or talked to most of the meat I buy, which is great. That's a great way to buy your products. If you've got that, if you've got those connections and you've got that ability, highly recommend doing it that way if you can, because it's foolproof. It's gonna be good. You know it's fresh. You know it's been raised correctly. I agree, Bruden. How nice is it right now with the purple, orange, and pink sky? So good. Ah, Mitty. What are you talking about, Bruden? In HGG, they bred a cow that wanted to be eaten. It was in the restaurant at the end of the universe. Are you sure you weren't, like, stoned and hallucinating about food? Because that's what it sounds like to me. So right now, we are actually in the part of the world where there's a lot of Native American Indian residents, like community, like tribe and community meeting points and halls and get-together areas and all that sort of stuff where we're flying at the moment. So like you've got Hualapai tribe in this part of the world, etc. For an example. Slarty Bart Fast. Can I get a definition on that guy? Lazarus says reservations. Isn't that Anthony Bourdain's? No, hang on, that's No Reservations. Oh, hang on. Okay. Don't worry, Garwin. All good. All good. I missed your comment where you turned HHG into Hitchhiker's Guide. All good. Don't worry about me. New topic. I feel like we might need to perform an act of God here. Change the time a little bit. It's probably getting a little too dark for you guys to see much. Although the brothel is fully activated in here, that's for sure. But yeah, I'm gonna pull the time back a wee little bit here, just as nice as the sky looked, it was a little too dark to enjoy the scenery there now. Pauline Pigeon says Lazarus and M-Fist have a look in Discord. I can see Lazarus's comments, but why can't I see Christopher's comments? That's It was my YouTube chat was doing this yesterday or the day before. One of those to Sean. It was just not showing up his comments on certain things. Yeah, that's exactly right, Vruden. I engaged cheater mode, otherwise known as performing an act of God. Ooh, we're actually coming up on the start of the Grand Canyon here, I think. We have taken a bit of a shortcut here. I've gone down just to enjoy a little bit of scenery. We've gone down Route 19, which is a small road that connects Route 66 down into a location called the Nelson Plant, which I'm not 100% sure exactly what that is or does. But then it rejoins with Route 66 just on the other side of the Hualapai tribe area. So this is the Nelson Plant, whatever it is. Looks like it's got whoa, okay, let's not run into the mountains. Looks like it's got silos and stuff, so obviously it's some sort of product that they need to store in silos. It's a quarry, there we go. That would make sense as to why they've got silos. Although the interesting thing is the road just sort of appears to fuck off at this point. So we'll just head directly towards. Oh no, I'm assuming there might be a tunnel there or something because that was weird. We'll just head straight for Grand Canyon Caverns though. That is where we rejoin with Route 66. I should probably hold on to the joystick so that we don't plow into the trees. Ah, I was following a rail line. Right, no, that makes sense. I knew I was following some sort of, there was definitely Route 19 though. There must have been a road somewhere down in there as well. There has to have been. So this is Grand Canyon Caverns Airport. Why it's Grand Canyon Caverns, I'm not sure. I can only assume that the Grand Canyon is somewhere relatively nearby, but at the same time, I can't see it. I'm assuming that might be it in the very, very, very distance, or the beginning of it. Although Grand Canyon Caverns Airport runway is quite thin, but incredibly long. Incredibly long. Alright, so we're rejoining now with Route 66. I still haven't got my kicks though, which is, I feel like it's false advertising. It's a very interestingly designed airport there. The airport terminal is basically on the highway itself, and then the runway's out in the middle of buttfuck nowhere. Okay, that makes more sense going, because I was going to say, like, over here you can see that the terrain starts to get, you know, mountainous and all that, and that probably is, you know, the start of the what would you can't refer to the Grand Canyon as a mountain because it's not. It's a gorge and all that. So I'd say that's the start of the terrain that, you know, sort of goes on to form what is considered the Grand Canyon, Bryce Canyon, that part of the world. So, obviously then, if I look in this direction, the Grand Canyon caverns, which is of course underground tunnels, I can only assume, or underground caverns, I'll call them tunnels, I can only assume that they're sort of in these mounds over here. So you got one there, a few there behind us, etc. Are you saying that we are about 7,000 foot above sea level right now? We probably are. So it's not the mountains that the caverns are. It's in the flat parts. Okay, alright, that makes so much more sense. That'll be why the airport's probably located the way it is, on the flat parts. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. That makes sense. So out in this part of the world where we are currently is... No? What are you talking about then? Oh, the Grand Canyon. Yeah, of course. Yes, I know the Grand Canyon is not mountains. It's not a mountain, it's a canyon, it's a gorge, it's all those things together. Like, it's the inner part of the surrounding gorge and canyons area, is what I'm trying to say. You're a very confusing man, because you're telling me about how the caverns are in certain locations, and I'm going on about, oh, okay, I understand that now, and then go straight back to the Grand Canyon. No warning, do not pass go, do not collect $200. Let's just, we can agree on one thing. It's a nice part of the world. It's a nice part of the world. So we are on our last little bit here. Our last little bit, yeah, that's the technical term. I'm going to roll with it. Our last leg of the legs. Our last... I don't know. I give up. We're just on our last, alright? It's nice if your favourite colour is brown. Well, yes, this is true. Because that's what everything is sometimes for years at a time, of course. Because there's a very, it's a very lacking in rainfall area part of the world out here. Vruden says, I was going through my flight bag last night and I found the little airplane from flight training. Are you going to tell us now, Vruden, after we've known you for basically 18 months in streaming, are you going to tell us now that you've done real life airplane flight training? Is that really, is it going to happen right now? You didn't want to tell us, you know. Oh, okay, Garwin knows. Cool, right. So I'm the one who's standing in the room with the lights off. You took lessons for 6 years. Bruden, was there a point in time that you were planning on sharing that with myself and the community here on these streams? Or just reserving that for Garwin and a few others? Have I ever seen you land? A helicopter? Yes, many times. There's even shorts on the YouTube channel of you landing helicopters. Yeah, he did it on your streams. Exactly right, Gar. It's fine, Bruden. I see how it is. All good. Screw us, yeah? Why are you still here, Bruden, as well? I thought your wife wanted to hang out with you an hour ago. Rewind a stream when I was in a 172. Bruden, respectfully to you there, mate. There's over 100 streams on YouTube that I have completed since we started. I don't know about you, but as an adult, I have more things that are much higher on the list of priorities than finding a stream where you've flown a Cessna 172. So, I'm gonna pass. You can't find any of the good ones either? Yeah, well, we'll leave that one alone. You went up there and she's talking to the dog. Ah, so you've been replaced by a animal. Well, look, it doesn't surprise me that you do good landings, Bruden. I know you spend a lot of time in the sim and flying around and all that, so it's, you know, it's not something surprising. What is surprising is, well, it's not surprising, but I just don't know how you didn't think to detail that, that's all. Do you remember us landing at Saba? I mean, I do, but we're going back quite a while now, Bruden. Almost 12 months, and there's been a lot of streams in that time. Not enough likes? Thank you very much, Garland. Appreciate that, mate. Ladies and gentlemen, you heard the man, you heard Garland. He thinks there's not enough likes, so if you could be so kind and make sweet, passionate love to the like button, that would be greatly appreciated. Alright, now that I've got some idea of what I'm looking for, Bruden, then yes, I probably could find that without too much difficulty. This airport appears to be raised. I might need to climb here. I feel like now is time to bring in the whole "you raise me up so I can stand on mountains." Or land on mountains anyway. It's a song about wings and an engine. And it goes a little something like this. Vruden says he heard the like button likes to be pounded hard. Maybe. Am I going to clear this? Or do we need to get the defibrillators out? Cleared it. Just trying to figure out what's technically the active runway at Seligman, because there's a direct crosswind of 2 knots, but it's a little swirly, so yeah. You know what? I'm going to go runway 4. Damn! There you go, Garwin. 10,000 views from a short. Is it a dog-related short or a flight sim short? That's really good, Garwin. Well done, mate. Oh no, hang on. I'm going for runway 22. I thought I was going for runway 4, but no, runway 22. Ah, real life flight with the. Was this from your journey into Washington DC? Was it? I haven't. I honestly haven't been. Prior to now, I haven't been on YouTube since yesterday morning when I was when I popped into Shane's stream whilst I was at work. It is? Alright, I need to jump on your channel after this stream going and have a bit of a sneaky squiz. Well, actually no, you're right, Garwin, I haven't been, because I've been enjoying my week of work. I will get back to editing now that I'm on my weekend. You know, it's not helpful to not only is it not helpful to the editing process in the fact that we've got 2 videos to edit, they're both like 40 fucking minutes. I find videos take 3 times as long to edit as what their length is. So I've got 2 40-minute videos, so that means that each video is taking about 2 hours of minimum editing time, so 4 hours at least is required to edit those videos. And then that doesn't include actually putting them together. But I should have it done sometime this week, you'd bloody think, unless 500 million things crop up. It doesn't help that I'm putting in shit tons of effort into the editing process as well, because when I realised it was going to be the most intense and difficult editing process that I've ever done for a flight sim video, I was like, well, you know what, I better, if I'm going to have to put the hours in, I better really put some effort in, so... Oh, that was complete butter. That has to be one of my best landings ever. Well, it didn't really work, did it, Garwin? Trying to mess up my landing. You need to do that more often, Garwin. Try to mess up my landings, because if I'm going to produce landings like that every time you try and mess them up, I'm going to be a very happy man. Hey, Mr. Brett Plays has jumped in. G'day, mate. Welcome to the stream. Hope you're doing awesomely. You're still only going to give that a 6, Vrood, and I feel like you're scoring system is a little broken. Because you gave a 6 to a landing where I bunny hopped like 4 times as well. So... what airport is this, Swift Bunny? This is Seligman in Arizona in the US. Kilo Papa 23. Think of how good it would have been. Actually, Garland, to be honest with you, I think it wouldn't have been as good if you weren't trying to mess up my landing. But guys, ladies and gentlemen, what will beat a 6, Vruden? Go on, what will beat a 6? Yeah, Vruden gives 6 to everyone. As long as he doesn't give sex to everyone, that's fine. I feel like a whole heap of lawsuits would be enacted if that was the case. Xenon gives it a 7. Fuck, I'm surrounded by such harsh critics. What? Like, that was negative 21 feet per minute. Landing. What do you want? Negative 1? 6.5? Really? Somebody's dancing on their nose gear? What? What on earth was that? Oh, Steve, that's amazing. That is one of the greatest things I've seen. That is one of the greatest things I have seen. Shut up, Vruden. This is the end of the flight this morning, Brett. We've got another stream this evening. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Seligman here in Arizona. That does bring us to the end of leg 3 of our Get Your Kicks Route 66 GA no autopilot flight. There's a mouthful and a half. I hope you guys did enjoy the stream as much as I did. Lots of it's a very good flight to do GA, at least it is in this part of the world anyway. Lots of really nice, scenery and all that to enjoy along the way. If you did like the video and you haven't yet already, please make sure you pound the fuck out of that like button until it begs for mercy. Sorry, that was just way over the top. And if you haven't already as well, I would absolutely love it if you do caress that subscribe button with much love. But Vruden says you didn't stop descending when the wheels touched. You were falking onto the runway. You didn't have control. Sure, no worries. I didn't have control. Absolutely not. We know I'm completely out of control anyway, Vruden, so that's fine. You seem surprised at your vertical speed. Shut up, Vruden. Go drink a beer and speak to your dog. But guys, thank you very much for coming along. I will see all of you in about 8-9 hours time, I think it is, before our next stream. So wherever you are in the world, until then, stay safe, stay well, don't do anyone I wouldn't do. And I'll catch all of you wonderful legends, hopefully, in the next stream. Cheers!
Told me more than once to show you my intention. My brain gets blocked at times, but now somehow I'll give you my attention. You got to know that I ain't a person who understands all the clockwork of our romance. You make me feel so alive, always there in my mind. But I just don't know if I'll dance with the lights on. If you're gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me. Reach out to me. with the lights on. If you're gonna be moving on solo, wait a second, cause they're playing the best song. I'll be there if you reach out to me. 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 Keep thinking that I could have done something, but now I'm left with an empty heart. No making amends, no waking up beside you and holding you till we forget it all. How could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. You couldn't keep the door shut, and now the frostbite's creeping in. Cause I've been stone cold since you left me here. So come home, why won't you reappear? Things that I said came out totally wrong. Can't speak of the truth when it's tainted. I fell into a big black hole. It got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. You got me stone cold. Got me stone cold. No Wizard of Oz can undo what I've done. Completely out of luck this time. I'm stuck in reverse. I gotta get away now, but I can't seem to take the lead. Oh baby, how could I know there was no second chances? Like dominoes, my life got really scattered. Still, I find myself hoping
Dismissed.
that you'll